All right, and good evening, plebeians, and welcome to another rousing edition of RCM On Tap, your hour-ish long roundtable discussion show where the RivalCast media staff and crew come together to discuss whatever topics are on our mind for this evening. So, what do we have on tap for tonight? Well, in anticipation of the fantastic announcement coming up on Sunday's Ghost in the Podcast, we shall be talking about... Dun-ta-da! Geek Road Trips! Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah!
Apparently we're playing Amnesia the Dark Descent.
We're not playing Amnesia the Dark Descent. Somebody didn't fix the titles again. But you know what?
No,
Eventually we're going to figure this out. So, this
Title's
is episode...
fixed.
Yes.
It's fixed. Oh, that is not fixed.
Yeah, I'm changing.
Alright. So
And thanks
anyway...
for the warning when we're going live.
Oh, what part of we're now streaming wasn't clear? I'm so sorry.
Oh, you give us a little bit of a countdown saying, hey,
Would it be the final countdown?
I guess it could
fucking
be.
hate you.
That kind of ties into conversation night, so hold on. We'll get to that in a minute.
I hate that song.
Oh,
Okay,
too bad.
we can talk about that in a minute. Oh my god. Okay. So anyways, plebeians, welcome to episode 2 of RCM On Tap. The date is Friday the 13th, 2015. I am the Baroness, and joining me in studio tonight from his ultimate subterranean lair in Terraria comes Mr. Edge Damodred.
Yo.
From his
Oh,
home in the
Barbara.
middle of a land that the post office absolutely refuses to deliver to, one BiomedAlchemist.
How's it going?
From his secret base in the middle of the classified zone, Killer McCoy.
Howdy ho.
And again, streaming live from the Castle Von Gosu, I am the Baroness, and this is RCM On Tap. So,
Hey.
gentlemen, we've got big news coming up this weekend. It's a big weekend overall. Friday the 13th means that, surprisingly enough, things don't go wrong around here, so I don't want to keep that quiet until, we're actually done with the show. We've got great events going on after show tonight. Friday the 13th means that we have a Friday the 13th movie marathon featuring my husband and co-host on Ghost in the Podcast, one Baron Von Gosu, who strangely enough is not walking in the door yet, which kind of bothers me just a little bit. But, we'll get to that. I think, Killer, you're sitting in on him for part 7 of Friday the 13th. Oh, there he is, speak of the devil.
You're sitting in on him? Really,
Yeah.
Killer?
Exactly.
That's impressive.
I know.
You guys are
Just the speed I have to go to get to the house.
with this.
Amazing.
All night I've been dealing with this. Oh my god. Alright. Anyway.
Listen, you decided to have a show with 3 guys.
I'm the only girl at RivalCast! What the hell does that
That's
have to
your
do with
Wow,
anything?
really? You're not counting Vampy?
Ouch.
I've tried
Wow.
to get... Oh my
Not
god.
counting more.
No, Uma Moore's doing her college thing right now, so I mean, she's not exactly show available at the moment. She's more than welcome to come in. In fact, I think we should do an all-female panel in a couple of weeks just to see how that would play out. Because I think we would have a lot
I
of
would
fun.
watch this.
And I'd say the cast, but they're both male.
Yeah,
and
the
me in
cats
my
are-
wig. And me in my HR
Oh
wig.
my god, yes.
Yes.
Will you have the camera set up by then, Bio?
I have the camera. It's just the, getting
I would, you know what?
a stable
I'm
video
just,
stream.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. As much as I don't like Skype, I would be willing to put up with that headache to have you on the video feed with your HR wig on, because that would be
Yes.
absolutely
Which
amazing.
means I then have to finally buy an HR wig.
Well, if the post office would deliver to your house, we have it. I thought I showed you pictures of it, but whatever.
I don't think
Hello,
so.
Oh
dear.
please, he lives in the land of Walmart. He can find a wig.
Well, I could ask around.
God. Oh my god. No. All right. This is completely off topic, but no. If you're going to
It's
have a
on tap.
wig, it needs to be your own wig. I mean, I will have guests on to explain why your wig has to be your own wig at some point, but
It's gonna be
Again.
Okay, so it's gonna be like pink like cotton candy and like, yeah, kind of poofy.
uh,
It's gonna be amazing.
if that's what you want, dear. If
So
that's
I'm
what you
I'm
want.
down. I'm down for an all girls on tap.
Uh,
that's just
how do I
okay,
keep
good night,
getting
folks.
myself talked into this stuff? It's
Yes.
like the words just come out of my mouth, and the next thing I know, they're written in the magic notebook, and suddenly they're showing up on the website. It's like, fuck, really?
Next thing you know, like Elmo's kidnapping people.
One of these days,
and-
I'm going to learn, and well, then things just wouldn't be as interesting, I guess. Anyway, let's get this. before we get any weirder into the night, let's get this conversation started. So, icebreaker questions, and actually, listeners, I have been posting these out on both our Facebook and our Twitter feed. So, if you are interested in participating in these little diatribes that we have, like us on Facebook, check out our Twitter feed at Baroness v Gosu, or email us here at ontap@rivalcastmedia.com. Get involved with the conversation. Tonight's icebreaker question: imagine you're going on a road trip with your best friends. So each of you gets to choose three songs for the ultimate road trip montage playlist. All right, what are these three songs, and why did you pick them? So, Killer, we're going to start off with you.
All right, then. I am going to start off with, let me post this in the chat.
Because remember, if you're not in chat, you're just being wrong.
Exactly. I'm going to start off with Tank from the Seatbelts, which is the theme song of one of my favorite animes, Cowboy Bebop.
Woohoo!
Because it is the perfect intro to a montage about having the ultimate road trip.
I have to agree with that, and interestingly enough, that almost made my list too, but didn't, for reasons that I'll get into in a little bit. But that's an excellent first choice. Okay, so what else do you have?
My second one would be, I'll post it in the chat, would be Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC.
Another good choice.
And the next one would be the ending song, and that would be Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Nice. And Varyar's already in there going, if your list doesn't include Foreigner, long way from home, you were absolutely wrong. Well, Varyar, we just got started on this list, so let's see what comes out. Interestingly enough, and I'm gonna pause conversation here for a second because I thought this was kind of interesting. Killer, the reason I asked you to go first, Lyserg, where the crap did I just put this? Lyserg sent in his three songs a little while ago, and I thought it was kind of interesting. The first song that he threw on there was Flogging Molly's Drunken Lullabies, which, again, almost made my list. I intentionally didn't put that one on because I thought you would have. So, there's that. He also had Volbeat's Lola Montez and Johnny I Hardly Knew Ya by the Dropkick Murphys, which is a pretty darn good song, actually, now that I think about it. But again, one of those things that I'm not allowed to be driving when it's playing because I tend to trump the gas pedal a little too hard. It scares my passengers a bit. So. Okay, so good choices all around so far. Edge, are you still awake over there?
Yeah, I'm still conscious.
All right. What are your three choices?
All right. Well, first we're gonna go with an AC/DC song again.
Mm.
It's not one of its more popular ones, but it's probably my favorite AC/DC song of all time. Girls Got Rhythm.
Okay.
That's a good one. I like that one.
It's not one you hear very often, but I've just really come to really like this song, and I always just kind of, I always kind of feel it's just, to me, this is just the start of the road trip. So this song always gets me going with that. No road trip can be complete without this next song, because we're gonna head out on the highway and we're gonna be Born to Be Wild.
Ooh, another good one.
Yeah. And as my brothers had to lock up on me because Flash and YouTube hate each other.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah. So I'll go ahead and put Born to Be Wild in there, because how can you not have a road trip without that song? It's a staple.
That's true. That's true. I don't think there is a single road trip that we went on in high school or college that did not have that play at some point. So you make a good point there.
And since the movie Wayne's World, this is the ultimate road trip song, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I actually thought about doing that one too.
All right. So
you can do the full thing, or you can cut to the middle. Either way, either version work.
But you have to sing along with it the entire time.
Oh yeah,
you
have
that's
to
just,
sing along.
Yeah.
And you have to do the headbanging.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
You can't, even if you're the one driving, you have to do the headbanging. So you better make sure the road's clear at that time.
All right.
Make it that long stretch in Arizona where there's just nothing to hit.
Fibel says road trips ain't a thing outside of America. That's because America is awesome and large and has a fantastic interstate highway system, which we've talked about at length. I would still probably trade it for a better train system, but as far as road trips are concerned, yeah, we kind of rock as far as that goes. So come visit us, Vibe. We'll take you on a road trip. It'll be amazing, and you will never forget the experience. Trust me. All right, 2 panelists down, 2 Queen songs already on the board. Varyar has not seen officially his favorite road trip song of all time show up yet. So, Bio, what do you have for him?
I can almost guarantee that nothing I say is going to be on his list, so there's that.
Oh, yeah.
One, to be the blasphemer here, I'm an American who doesn't like road trips. So there is that. I
Kill the
prefer
heretic!
I prefer plane and train trips more than anything.
And we've talked about this kind of before,
Right.
because Baron also hates road trips. So whenever we do our big RivalCast, on the road, you two can be flight buddies to go wherever, and I'll give you an
works.
assignment. You can scout locations or whatever, and check us into the hotel or whatever. Be the one on
Hold
hand
on.
to pull the bail money when we inevitably get into some shenanigans, and yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on.
She was driving, officer, I swear.
I know we don't have a point awarding system, but Hax already gets a point in my book for linking the picture. One just simply does not sing along to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right, so your choices.
I do have some tracks though that I do. I'm more of a soundtrack guy. So the first one I could think of is kind of a taking off, because that's actually what happens in the clip it's a part of. But from the Band of Brothers soundtrack, The Mission Begins, which is when they're the 101st Airborne is taking off from England to head to Normandy. And it's kind of this orchestrated. They're all taking off, and it's all these planes. Half of them aren't going to make it there.
It's true.
But it is kind of a cool song, so I like that one. That would be on the list.
Although the half of them not making it there, just that statement is kind of morbid considering.
Well, I mean, come
Wow.
on, they
It's
knew
kinda
that
like-
going in. They knew that going in.
But no, I get your point, but it's just like, we arrive at the hotel 3 days after your flight ends, and where's Killer go? Oh fuck.
That's why.
He didn't make it, man.
Bad news
That's why
about
you-
Killer.
Thanks,
He
guys.
took
Thanks.
flack. He took flack. His reserve chute didn't open, man.
I just have this image, like Killer's gone and a very confused and frightened
God.
Bible standing there going, I have no idea why I came to this country.
Dear DS2, I'm stuck in America. How do I get back home? That's what would happen.
Google Maps said drive across the ocean, but I don't think that's
Exactly. Yes.
All right. Compose myself for a second. Jesus. All right.
Now I've lost my list. Hold on. Then pull it back up.
Really?
This is, yeah.
Professionalism,
My
ladies and gentlemen.
mouth
Well, you
is
know what?
deciding that everything is a double click.
You lost your list, okay, but I somehow misplaced my friend, so I need to go backtrack and find Killer. Oh,
Hashtag find killer.
oh
Get
God.
that trending, folks. Get it trending.
I don't know. That sounds like you're trying to find a mass murderer. Then, am I a mass
Maybe we
murderer
are.
now?
I don't know you well enough. Maybe I am.
Oh, gosh.
Hmm.
And this plebeians is why I wanted to get everyone together for these conversations, because this is what I deal with on a regular basis, and now you get to share my pain or joy, one of the two.
Hey, Killer has not made an innuendo since we went live yet, so.
God, would you stop that? Just stop. Bad edge. Bad.
Innuendo, you say?
Bad. See what you've done? My God. All afternoon. Did you, Bio, have you found your list yet?
Okay, yes.
Okay, okay.
So the next one is actually from the soundtrack to the anime Beck. They're used for, I think, their ending theme, but My World Down by the fake band The Dying Breed.
I'm
It was
feeling
kind
like
of a cool.
I
It was
should
a
have
kind of
heard
a cool rock song. The third one I was kind of debating on, but I kind of want to say the Back to the Future theme. That wasn't my top choice for third place, but that's what I'm gonna put down.
this. Okay.
Pulling into wherever.
I gotcha. The flight's touching down, you know. It's all good. Cool. All right, so no
There's
Queen
that.
on that one, but... Oh, we'll get to
There's
that in
one
a
more.
minute. So we've got my 3. And this was really, really hard for me because I really... Road trips and the appropriate montage soundtracks for said road trips are going to differ depending on who you have with you, where you're going, what's the overall feel of this particular adventure. So it was really, really hard because, you know, you've got different factors that come into play for that. And so I was going under the assumption that I was stuck with you guys. We were
Why would you
going
do that?
sometime in the summer, and, you know, it's morning when we leave, so I'm like the morning person around here, so I'm driving. So we're going to be happy, we're going to be upbeat, and we're going to start off with some Fatboy Slim with Brimful of Asha, because you cannot start off a road trip without that energy that song. Oh, and Baron's already clapping from the kitchen. Yay. It's just the whole energy about it that gets everybody in a good mood. So that's my numero uno. Bio,
Now, while
I heard
he's
you.
there, can you have him make you a sandwich?
Oh, that's a very good question.
He is
Honey,
in the kitchen. Put him in his
the
place.
guys want to know that since you're in the kitchen, if you could make me a sandwich.
I figured it's fair for all the beers you get them.
He says
It's quite
okay,
fair.
and for the same reason that Edge said, for all the beers. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day around here. We celebrate half-price Chocolate Eve.
It's coming up. It's approaching quickly on the horizon.
All right, anyway, continuing on. I know you couldn't hear any of what just happened, and that's all right. That's all right. Okay, so
Was it for the better?
it's probably for the better. Although apparently I'm getting steak out of it tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, wait.
Steak.
Oh, wait. Okay, I can't say it because it's innuendo.
Oh my god, you're
No,
the HR guy. You can't do
I
things
know,
like
and
that.
it's not okay. I've already scheduled an appointment for myself. Okay. This is gonna
That
be.
is
Oh my
sounds
god,
dirty.
that just sounded so much worse. Fantastic. Let's just continue on it. What?
Yes. Continue.
Song number 2, go.
All right, song number 2, kind of like where this conversation is, "The Road to Nowhere" by Talking Heads. This is actually more of like an end of the road trip song, because in my mind, I always think about these things kind of like a movie. Like if you're playing out a movie soundtrack, where are these different pieces going to go? And for me, the movie that gets created in my head always ends out with that particular song. So you're ending the adventure, you're sitting back, you're having a beer or doing whatever it is that you're doing, and this is how you roll into the credits, is with Road to Nowhere. Perfect song for that. Aw, thank you, Killer.
Yeah.
And, Baron's
Goes
saying
on
he
top of
loves
it,
how
just
these
saying.
are songs that he introduced me to. This is true. This is true. The first 2 are. But the third one, I introduced you to, and he claims to this day that he has no idea what this song is. I guarantee he has heard it at least a half a dozen times, because we go... It's like the summertime anthem for the state of Pennsylvania. It really is. If you're in Western Pennsylvania and you're going up to camp and you are not listening to Queen and specifically Fat Bottom Girls, you are wrong, sir. You are wrong, madam. And I know that you've heard this song before. Repeatedly. He's ignoring me in the kitchen.
He's too busy making that sandwich.
He is too busy making that sandwich. Okay.
Diligently.
Gah. Yes, hold the spit. Oh my god.
That kind of sounds like a trip to Denny's, just saying.
Oh, really, Bio? Really?
No, that'd be Waffle House.
Okay. Edge makes a good point. That would be Waffle House, but...
The Waffle House place I've been to, I can actually see the griddle, though. So, it's like,
Anyway.
hey, got my eye on you.
This... Okay. This should have been a much easier conversation than it's being, but there's too many distractions going on. Baron's now walking around the kitchen in my apron, and it's all your fault, so...
Wait, so that's all he has on? Is just your apron?
Oh my god.
That's disturbing.
Baroness, can I get at least my one innuendo in?
You may as well, because apparently everyone else is. Let's just go for broke here, guys.
I'm just saying,
Jeez.
does Baron have a fat bottom?
So he makes the rock and world go round.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, she's probably just having her face in her hands,
Probably is.
unable to speak.
She can't
Oh,
even
I'm
right
able
now.
to speak, but you know what? We have, strangely enough, we do have a set of standards at RivalCast that I'm coming awfully close to coming to break. Just a little bit here, guys.
This is our HR guide. Do we
Oh,
have
our
any standards?
Oh my god.
Let me tell you. Oh, I don't have a wig to put on.
Ugh. All right,
Therefore,
Bible's
you can't
saying 8 of 10. Apparently, Bio is the only one who doesn't know music. That's not fair. That is not fair.
Well, it's
No,
true.
it's not
Yeah,
that
it's
I
pretty
don't
true.
know music. It's that when I'm traveling, so for example, using the plane, I typically don't listen to music. I typically read. So I could list off 3 books I read on an airplane.
No, Bio, that wasn't
but
the
that's
question.
not the topic. I know, that's what I mean, though, is that
See,
it wasn't the question.
my list when I originally made it out, because I knew I was going to have to narrow this thing down. So I ended up with like this page and a half of like, okay, well, these would be I actually went through my iPod list and just wrote down like the
wow.
top ones from my road, because I travel a lot. I'm in
Right.
the car quite a bit. So I just went through my top ones and then started whittling them down based on, so I have a lot of instrumental stuff like you do from soundtracks and,
Mhm.
like string remakes of different things. I mean, so there's a lot there. It's just for the way that I was framing the question in my own mind, and I intentionally leave these open for interpretation, but the way that I was framing it, I wanted something you could sing along to as well. At least for the most part, or, car dance or what have you. So
I think that wouldn't work out in an airplane very well if I
Yeah.
sing along.
Would it? Wouldn't
you
that
know
just
what?
be
I
awesome?
would though, and it would be
Everyone
amazing.
starts dancing?
In which case, I would have to sing "Africa" by Toto, something about Ebola, and I don't know, some song about the Spanish flu.
God.
You would.
So, a few interesting statistics. At least one quarter of our songs are all Queen.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And apparently this is going to be a very short road trip because we've only come up with 44 minutes of music.
No, okay. We talked about this earlier in
That's
the
the
week when we were
montage, though.
doing our So this is the ultimate montage, which again, Varyar, because you already threw it out there, we have added Foreigner to the list, so that is your
No, we
choice in
didn't.
there. Yes, we did.
Oh, that's his pick. That's his song. That's why
Well,
I
you
didn't
know
pick
what?
it, because that's
Well,
his
he's
song.
not hosting tonight, so therefore he doesn't get on there.
He gets on there because I said so. But anyway, before we move on to the next topic, which, oh my god, do we need to move on to the next topic?
Well, it's gonna
We
be a short
had...
topic.
Where'd Gorian's thing go? Gorian also sent his 3 choices. No Queen on this, so it kind of starts teetering our little list off.
Again, someone else is wrong.
Two songs by Triumph. One, World of Fantasy, and the other, Lay It on the Line. And then he had a third song, Never Enough by LA Guns, which I've never heard before, so I'm going to look that up just so I can find out, and I'll give you my
So-
opinion next week.
If we're all going on a road trip, we're taking separate cars. You, me, and Killer will be in one car. It'd be
Apparently
Bio,
that was
Varyar, and Gorion
unacceptable
together.
because, Killer will inevitably get lost. So...
No, I won't.
Oh,
No, we're just going to put Kill in the trunk.
Really?
so that killer's been
Listen,
kidnapped.
you won't behave.
Bullshit!
Oh my god, nobody's being behaved tonight. Let's just be honest.
So I'm gonna have to pop out of nowhere in your car from like the trunk, back through the back
See?
seat with the HR wig on, and be like, "Killer, that thing you just said was not okay."
See, and that's why Killer can't be in the trunk, because apparently that's where
Yeah, that's where I've
Bio's
got to hide.
chilling when
No.
he's
What
not
you're
in
gonna do
the
is you're gonna
airplane.
put the Elmo. You're gonna put the Elmo doll on a stick. That's in the car,
Jesus
and
Christ.
It's already on a stick, actually, but,
It's gonna be a very long stick
Kinda.
between the cars.
Ah. God. Alright.
Okay, so main topic.
Oh, Edge, you
Don't forget
really
the
shouldn't.
switch.
You really shouldn't poke the bear when he's listening in chat. So,
Which bear would that be? Varyar? I don't
that
care.
would be our noble leader says. Not only in all
Yeah.
caps, I get a
We'll-
vote.
yeah.
Damn it!
We
I'm-
say noble leader in quotes because
Caps lock is cruise control for cool, and I'm on a road trip to Awesomeville. Okay, you get a point for that. And challenge accepted for something, but I don't remember what we were talking about when that happened.
That's on all. Yeah,
Okay, all right,
Need to
okay.
ban
First
them.
of all, Lyserg, shame on you. I realized that my notes said that you could not use caps lock, which thank you for acquiescing to that. However, coercing the noble leader into using caps lock all night is against the rules, and you know better. Shame on you. Shame. No more cookies.
So what you're saying is I can ban them both?
Tempting. Very tempting.
It is kind of tempting.
The road trip to Donuts. Did you see that? What Bible put down?
Yeah, it'd take about 44 minutes. You know, find a faraway Dunkin' Donuts.
I love Dunkin' Donuts. Well, we'd have Dunkin' Donuts in the car before we left, so there's that.
Well, that's a given, right?
Yeah, that's one of those.
It's America.
Things. That actually kind of trails into, thank God, a segue into our next question. Let me switch it off on the screen here so we can actually look at it in real time. All right, so we're going on a road trip with our best friends. Where are we going? What the hell are we doing? What are we taking along with us? What does this look like to you? So we're going to switch this around a little bit because we already know the Bio's just leaving us and getting on a plane and just meeting us wherever. So Bio...
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
God, I was singing that same song too. Gosh darn it.
Look,
where's...
the runway's closed. Darn.
Oh.
And that's how he ends up in the trunk. This fanfic just writes itself.
There you go.
All right, so apparently you're hanging out in the trunk. Where in your opinion, are we driving to? Are you aware of your surroundings, Bio?
Apparently not. I'm able to detect possibly which state based on how well the interstate is being upkept.
That's true.
You know, gets a little too bumpy. You know, we may be headed into a red state.
Ooh.
Kids.
Going down the
They're all
gauntlet.
equally horrible. But, you know, coming from the south, I know that, yeah, road construction is just horrible.
Can you
much better.
identify the brand of spare tire in the trunk just by taste?
Yeah. Good year. Literally.
I do believe it's a 2005 there.
Yes, this one has not been recalled yet, thankfully. You know, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, just as a quick off-topic thing, because they don't really put spares in vehicles anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, they're putting pumps in with a goo inside of it, which just plugs the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Kind of fun stuff. Actually, I know because my father's doing consulting work for the people that make it. And it's just like, really? They're taking the spares out. The Warrior's going to be,
Which
you
is
know...
ridiculous because the spares that they put in weren't really, at least later years, weren't really spares so much as donuts anyway, which kind of ties back to what Vibel was saying.
Hey,
right. Warrior made it
is
work,
spare.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tire number 5. That was not a spare. That was an equal member of the team.
No, that was just the first tire of the next set, really.
Okay, Vibel says, I'm taking Bio to Asia, and oh my god. Why do I read what you guys put in here? Alright,
Simple.
Okay,
this
so...
This is why you never read chat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know. Okay, so...
Back on top.
Interactivity with the audience is overrated. It'll
Alright,
get you in trouble.
so Bio has no idea where we're going because, you know, he missed his flight, something happened with the runway, and now he's in the trunk of the car because reasons.
But we did let him poke the Elmo dough out the window, so...
There we go.
Edge, do I even want to ask where you think we should be going and what we should be doing?
To be honest, I have no clue.
Really?
I'm kind of more of a where the wind takes us kind of guy. Like, we'll get on the highway, and we'll just see what happens. So, destination-wise, I'm kind of at a loss here.
And this is why I like hanging out with you, because those are the best kinds of adventures. It's like, you got a week off, fantastic! Who knows if we're going to make it back in time, because we don't know what the hell's going to happen! Yay!
Exactly, I mean, the only thing
Pick a
I'll pay
direction
attention
and
to
go.
is maybe the gas gauge, maybe.
Well, I get good
And,
gas mileage in the Space Donut, though. So, yeah, that's... I mean, for crying out loud, when the GPS got us lost in the middle of the cornfield for hours on end and we were running on fumes, we were still running! That's the main point!
I mean, I had the Varyar call on demand here, And that's the kind of road trip we could have.
I like that.
We could be hitting the hills have eyes with no guns.
Varyar, for the love of God, please stop typing in all caps.
You know, he's
You
just
were-
not
you-
going to do it even more.
You were drunk and almost banned Lyserg for it last week. Come on. Duh. All right. So wherever the road takes us. Killer, do you have a destination in mind?
Ma'am, I do.
Hmm.
We're going to go to the only place where anything is
The
possible.
green Coke I was telling you about. Where anything is possible. We're going down the yellow brick road. What?
We're going to Las Vegas.
Yep, I got it.
For several reasons, because we're going to do awesome things. And it kind of relates back to the first thing we're going to do when we get there is back to Shoot the Thrill. We're going to go to what they call machine gun tourism. We're going to fire every single machine gun they have, all 360 of them. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be shooting guns, riding tanks, riding Humvees,
Yeah,
flying in helicopters.
Killer, most people go to Vegas to gamble or do
No,
other
that's
things.
too cliche.
Wait.
Come on,
that's
that's
the first
cliche.
thing we're doing. That's the first thing. I'm not even done.
He's getting
Then
warmed up.
we're going to go skydiving. And
I'm
we're going
not
to
going
skydiving to the
skydiving.
strip.
Can we go?
Where we're gonna get on the
Can we
strip
go
and-
skydiving with the machine guns?
Maybe.
Just saying, you know.
Then we're going to go rent some awesome supercars to drive down the strip and ride in the desert.
Okay, I like that idea, but I'm okay.
Then-
Going back
then
for a
we're-
second. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold that thought. I just
Killer's got this down.
skydiving. I'm seeing, Bio's climbing out of the trunk. He has no idea where he is. And the next
he
thing
got
he
the
sees
plane.
is this plane in the desert, and he's all excited because he's like, yes, the car ride is finally over. And so he gets in the plane, and Killer's already in the plane with a little parachute strapped on, going, yes, my friend, yes, we are in the plane. And then the next thing you know, they're both
And
screaming
we will not be in the
and
plane.
plummeting down towards the earth.
Remember, when the light goes green, you have to jump.
Go, 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 go.
Jeez.
Go!
Ugh,
I still don't understand the point of jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
I don't either. I really don't.
To get to the ground, of course.
Exactly. In
Duh.
style.
In style.
What? You mean landing on a nice, smooth, multi-million-dollar plane is not arriving in style?
Okay, how about this?
Look at Varyar's description in chat. He basically wants to jump out of the plane and land into an Abrams. Wow.
Then I drive to the Mandalay Bay where a dealer is holding open my personal seat at a no-limit hold'em table. That sounds like...
Exactly.
See, you know the really sad thing is, because it's all done in Vegas, we can't ever talk about it after we leave.
That's the greatest part, because all we have to do is look at each other, and we'll have that look, and we'll know.
We already have that look where we just look at each other and we just know.
I always have that look of shame when I see you people.
Wow. Thank you, Edge. That hurt.
Ouch.
Man.
Let's sigh.
So once we get the supercars after our skydiving,
Okay.
then we'll go to the strip and go gamble.
Okay.
Then we'll maybe catch a show. Then we'll drive all the way home. And the supercars we just stole. I mean, no, we're still renting. Yes, renting.
No, you're making a side trip to Reno to get it out of your system.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
All right, moving along.
All right. Your
Okay.
turn, Bio.
End the 5-year drought.
I hate you guys so much.
Wow.
Varyar
Very
says,
interesting.
"Herder, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." And for the record,
For the record, that's not always true.
I don't know, Byra. How's that? How do you know that?
Ugh,
That sounds like a personal story, which he'll now be talking about in chat.
yeah,
Exactly.
Just saying.
Monitor that while I talk because I definitely can't be looking at that at the same time. I'll just cry. All right. So my destination, because apparently in some people's minds you have to have destinations. Why are we going on a trip for 4 days and we don't have a set place where we're going to be? Is there a hotel at the end of this? No, just get in the car and put on your wig and be quiet for a little bit. We'll stop at Denny's in an hour.
Oh, you've already lost me there. I'd be jumping out.
No,
See,
that's why you're in the trunk, okay?
Tied up with
No,
Elmo.
did you
doll.
see what? Did you see what Varyar put though? He said
No.
that herpes, for example, does not stay in Vegas. Which is true.
How did I get to be moderator again? What the hell?
Because you said you wanted to
It's
make
your
a show.
idea.
with
No,
us.
I did
Exactly.
not. I don't believe I said I wanted that. I believe. Anyway.
Tell us, Baroness, what did you want?
Well, I'm certainly not going to go on a road trip with you guys in the dead of summer because it's already hot, and I'll get mad, and then things will get worse, and it's just there. And then you
Guns
can't.
are involved.
You can't have road trips in the middle of winter because, weather. It kind of sucks. So, where we go is really going to depend on whether it's springtime or fall time. So, if we're doing early September, so after the summer crowds, after all the weird little children go back to school, because I hate crowds and I'm not really fond of children, and, if they're all away from us, that's all the better.
Hide the kids, hide your wife.
Pretty much. Hide them in a place that's not anywhere near where I'm driving because, yeah. But yeah, so early September, it's a drive down the southern coast. We're talking Carolinas, bypass Florida, go over to Georgia, hit the beaches, go beach hopping. It'll be beautiful.
Wait. How do you
Quiet.
bypass Florida? How do you go from the Carolinas, bypass Florida, and go to
Well,
Georgia?
you know how Bio likes to be in planes, so we're going to take a plane over Florida and then reconvene on the ground and then continue our drive.
So we're going to drive down
got
the
this planned out.
Carolinas,
Yep.
get in a plane, go
Yep.
to Florida,
Yep.
then go into Georgia.
Well, we're going to go over Florida, and into Georgia. It's all good.
I'm still kind of confused.
Because I don't want to drive all the way down around that panhandle.
Yeah, the
Why
the
you gotta
drive
be
to
hating
Georgia
on the
does kinda
panhandle?
suck.
Just go with it.
Moving on.
Space-time error.
Beach hopping is the key point that you were supposed to get out of that conversation. Beach hopping.
Oh, I hate beaches. No, sorry.
Oh.
Listen, sand in the ass, not a fun time.
Well, you can stay in the car then.
Hey, if the reason that puts it there is worthwhile, though, I'm just saying.
I'm with you people, so therefore there won't be that reason.
Oh.
You don't know that.
As Bio starts brushing his wig in the back seat. Oh my gosh.
No, not what I was going for.
Yeah, no.
All
This
right.
got dark.
Baroness,
So-
report to the HR office after the show. 'cause
Really?
that was
I'm
not
going to the
okay.
HR office? Really?
That
Really?
was not okay.
Oh my god. We're going to be listening to
Or to
this
the
later and
broom
going,
closet.
wow, how did we
I'll
manage
have you know
to
that
get...
half the chat was triggered by that.
God. I'm not even... Probably shouldn't even mention this, but I can't even look at chat right now because I'm just so scared. Alright, so if we're not going to the beach because Edge is whining in the backseat, I don't want to go to the beach.
Well, you guys can go to the beach. I'll just go somewhere else.
No, we will drop him in the ocean and say, count Cubans sailing across.
Here's the thing, Edge. If Bio has to be in the car for an extended period of time instead of on his plane, then you have to go with us too, no matter what. So this is a group activity that is
She
slowly
just
starting
went there.
to become
She
a bad
just
idea.
went full parent. She went full like, you kids shut up in the back seat and let mama drive. That's where she went.
You know
It
what?
went there.
And the beautiful thing about that is if I were in the driver's seat, I could get out of any ticket that we got pulled over for because I wouldn't even have to say anything. I would just have to look in the back seat.
I understand.
Ah.
I'll know you up for the warning, ma'am.
All right, this is starting to sound like a better idea now. This could be fun. All right, so anyway, if not early September beach hopping, I've always wanted to go up the North Coast too. I've never been to New England. So I'm thinking, spring, maybe fall if all the pretty little colors are there, go up the coast that way and just see it. That would be what I want to do.
Actually, yeah, but springtime would probably be better doing the North Coast, because Southern Coast during the time, it's hurricane season.
No, not
That's
in the
half the
spring.
fun. That
Not
is
the
half
spring.
I
the
thought
fun.
you said early September.
Early September for beach hopping. Please, what's
But
a
you just-
hurricane
when
if you're...
When
Yeah.
did you change the time frame on me?
A minute ago
Where
when I
she
said
wants.
if we weren't going
This-
to the beach because you're whining.
Yeah, well, I just heard that part, and I stopped listening. So.
See?
Mom, Edge is being mean to me.
This is the vacation that lasts several months. Or there's time
There
travel.
smells.
Oh,
Dead silence.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, The other part to this question was, who were you taking with you on this trip? So, I was going under the assumption at first that I was taking the three of you with me, and I'm starting to rethink that choice a little bit.
Yeah.
That
Just
went out the
a
window.
little bit. So, ideally, if it weren't you guys, I would have taken my sister, just because she does make an excellent travel companion, and she would be willing to go anywhere and do anything, and just
Anything.
it would shut up, killer. It would be one of those, like, you don't even have to go to Vegas, but it's a Vegas type situation where whatever goes on, it's just that look. Just like,
Just remember,
Inside
killers in
joke.
the room. Be careful what you say.
inside joke.
Exactly.
All right, killer. Who would you take with you on your road trip?
I would probably
Because
take my
apparently
two
we
best
would all
friends.
kill each other, so
Exactly.
yeah.
No, I'd take my two best friends. One of my friends I've known since the 5th grade, and one I've known from college.
Excellent. Excellent. Edge.
See, without knowing these people, it really means nothing. So, but one, I'd take my sister, but before she had children, because sometime during children she lost to having fun.
Okay.
Aww.
Well, it happens. They suck the life out of you.
Anyone else?
Probably the girls with last night. And that'd be about it.
Alright then.
Small group. I like it. Bio.
My group's even smaller because I prefer to go on vacation solo.
Wow,
So, yeah.
You're just selfish.
Well, no, it's just I like so when I go on vacation, I'm trying to get away from everything,
Okay.
and
I'm
everything
following.
follows me if I bring people I know. Because inevitably it'll be, friend X doesn't like friend Z or something. And it's just like, no. I'm not in that city right now, so I don't care what's going on with them. I don't care what happened a week ago. So, yeah, I would... it's just been kind of the way I've always done stuff, is when I went somewhere, pretty much went solo. I have a good time,
Apparently, Varya is not shocked at all by your response.
And
Yeah.
neither am I.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those. It's kind of funny. The first time I got to go to New York City, I came back and everybody was just immediately like, "Oh, well, did you see this place, or did you see that place, or did you go see, did you see the Empire State Building?" And I had to think back and was like, "Oh yeah, I think I walked by that once, but I mean, I don't go for the touristy reasons to go somewhere. I mean, I went to pretty much, I got to have some good bagels." Got to walk down, through Times Square while it was snowing. Just, I got experiences, but I didn't go to the ones that everybody's just like, you have to go see this.
You just made your own path, basically.
Pretty much. I mean, I ended up walking through an area of town I probably shouldn't have walked through, but for some reason, I always got the eye as if I were a cop. So, nobody
Really?
messed
You
with
look
Wow.
I've seen your picture now.
No, I'm not kidding. It's the way I look at my surroundings. I've always done that, and it's actually what I learned from police officers. So I'm always aware of everything around me, and people just get that assumption. It's
see that.
funny, yeah. Well, that and I mean the jacket I typically have on just depends. I don't have like a police jacket, but a jacket with lots of utility pockets on them.
See, when you first started saying
you
this,
go to New York as Batman?
Yeah,
that
I
actually
have to agree
ties
there.
back to something
that's
else
what
we were talking
happens.
about months ago. But anyway, no. See, when you first started talking about that, I really wanted to argue with you. But the more you kind of described your reasoning behind it, this is actually a brilliant idea. I think I'm going to leave everybody behind the next time I take a road trip and just see how it goes.
Give it a shot. I go to places to see things that I can't pull up on Google easily.
See,
So,
you
or
need
experience
one person,
at
though,
least.
because you need someone to bail you out when shit goes wrong.
See, that doesn't happen though, and typically, like the places I go to, I at least know somebody there. It's just I don't necessarily let them know I'm in town unless I'm like, sure, I'll go visit so and so. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I will never shy away from saying I'm a little strange in thought process on that.
We've noticed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Band of Brothers for a music track for a road trip. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, all I'm saying is I have a good time. And that's really all that matters.
Exactly.
Doesn't like Denny's, my god.
Well, the Denny's thing is a little weird, but he's admitted he's only been there once, so...
Yeah, I've never eaten in Denny's. Like, the one time I went is, yeah. Just went in, and I didn't want to spend money anyway for it, because I wanted to, actually spend it on stuff in DC. So it's just like, nah, I can skip, it's good.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason I picked springtime, too, for, like, a North Coast run. It's like, start in DC, because I've always seen pictures of the cherry blossom trees, but I've never been there for that.
I never got to see them the time I went, and I went in spring. It ticked me off. Like, whoever scheduled our school trip was basically like, you're going to go to all these museums, but because you're going to all these museums, you only get to be in each one for, 45 minutes.
Which is
That's not enough time to enjoy a museum. I'm sorry.
Yeah, never
yeah.
do a package tour.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
I didn't have a
sister-
choice on this one.
Well, yeah,
My
the
sister
school
made
trips
that
are kind
mistake
of...
when we were living in Germany. She decided to take the package tour to Neuschwanstein, which is this gorgeous... It's the Cinderella Castle is what it is.
Sure, yeah.
And unfortunately, the road trip, the package tour, A, you have to be at the bus stop at 4 in the morning. B, you
Ew.
are just constantly on the move. You have no time for anything. So it's just... And you're just being shuffled around all day. Or you're just finally glad to get returned back to the bus stop where you left at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. Package tours never do those things. They're totally horrible.
Go your own way, gentlemen. That's the whole point of this message. All right. So...
Apparently.
we are coming up at 20 after 10 already, which means that we're going to have a little bit more time for our off topic before we get into the Friday the 13th stuff with Baron, who I was out in the kitchen making me a sandwich and then walked off with
It's taking
it.
a long time to make that sandwich.
Exactly. Where's the sandwich?
I don't know. Anyway, for our off topic for tonight, going along with our traveling theme, and Bio, you might actually be interested in this one. If you had a chance to go up and stay on the space station for a month, would you do it? And what one thing would you want to take with you? We'll start with you.
Okay, so, this shouldn't matter, but it does. Am I riding SpaceX or Soyuz?
Wow.
Because I don't ride Soyuz. Those things, yeah.
All right, well, let's
No, I'm just kidding. No, I think either way, I would say yes. It's something, going by the question, if it's out of the blue, it's like, okay, well, it's a once in a lifetime thing. More than likely, space tourism still got a ways to go, so it would be like do you want to go to space or not? Okay, I'm going.
Okay.
What was the other question?
So
was
what one thing would you take with you for the month?
Oh. What thing would I take with me for a month? Because, it'd be boring to just take, a book or something. Like, I'll take my phone, herp derp. Because upper atmosphere, low Earth orbit. I don't know. I think I would take... I don't have an answer. Because, I have... So, for example, there's, I guess, one thing I could take. And it would have no purpose other than to say it was there and back. Because it's been there before. And I have a piece of a space shuttle payload. It's actually a basically an inertial monitor.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they'd hook it onto the side of cargo in the space shuttle so that once it reached orbit, it only captured, I think, the first 15 minutes of flight, and it would start as soon as it got, shaken to a certain threshold, which would be liftoff. And the idea was, did this payload receive, what amount of gravitational force was put on it, and was it within the threshold for this piece of cargo? So it'd be cool to take that back. up, back again once. Because the last time it rode up, it was on the Space Shuttle Columbia.
Wow.
On the last flight where it successfully landed. So, I don't know. I guess it'd have a meaning to me to take that back up once more and then put it back in my storage.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would take with me.
That's actually pretty cool. All right, so Bio's in space. Edge, are you joining Bio up in the space station?
Hell no. And the thing is, to be honest, it's okay. There's nothing to do up there for me. There's really nothing for me to do up there. Okay, I'm floating around. Okay, that'll amuse me for maybe an hour or two. It's like bubble popping. That's about the most I'm gonna get out of it. And then when I'm up there, like, okay, now what do I do? I have no real scientific interest in space. I know Bio is very into that. He would actually have legitimate things to be curious about.
Mm-hmm.
Me being just in space in the space station, nothing's really gonna drive me to be there for any great length of time.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I have to interject that Sam Miesa in the chat says that I should have taken a spider up there so I could threaten Baron with it, because it's probably encountered some space radiation. Put it in one of the less shielded areas and be like, hey Baron, I'm just saying, you could become Spider-Man if you would let it bite you. Come on, do it.
So no. This is what NASA will be working on. This is their super secret spider drones they're making.
Fantastic.
There you go.
Vible's saying they could take Legos up to space to keep them entertained, and Chad is seeming to agree. See, I would disagree, because as soon as gravity was, out of the equation, those little things would get everywhere. And I love my Legos dearly, but if you can imagine, a little 1x1 stud just floating into something it shouldn't and shorting out, your life supply system, not a good toy to take up in space. No. Killer, are you going to join Bio up in the space station?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Awesome.
That has been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. I wanted to always go into space.
So Killer's gonna be the space probe from Portal 2. He'll be like, let's go to space. Let's go to space.
Space.
See,
Space!
you just want to go to space because you want to take the rocket pistol from James Bond up there.
No, not necessarily. Actually, Audi, if I had a chance, I would actually take an ebook reader of every single sci-fi novel or story I have ever read.
Okay,
we could reenact
great.
parts of Ender's Game. Just saying.
Okay, yeah, see
It's
that
open,
again,
Killer.
But the reason is because it would be the stillness and the quietness, and I would be able to look through the port and actually see the Earth below me or above me. And the images of that is...
Now keep in mind, you're not going to be picked up for a long time.
A month.
Considering how
He's
many
up there
books
for a
I'm
month.
reading,
Yeah.
I have time.
Ladies, you hear that romance? Killer McCoy is available.
No, he's not. He's in the fucking space station apparently.
No, I mean when he gets back.
You know what? I'm not even going to touch that one. Okay.
Someone did, though.
Wow.
So-
Someone will.
So, see, I'm kind of torn by this.
Wait. I might Venex is Venex. Vex. I'm just gonna go with Vex.
Vex it is.
I
You've been knowing.
I would take a suggestion. I might go into space just to do one of those can of dust, just to kind of blow myself around the space station for a few hours.
That would be entertaining.
Whee!
That would be entertaining.
Just to see if I could do it.
So, see, I was kind of torn by this because, on one hand, I mean, like Killer said, I mean, it's, you grow up with Star Trek, you think, shooting out amongst the stars and exploring things, and, that would be
but
really,
they had
really
gravity.
awesome, but we're not to that point yet, and, quite frankly, the thought of being, that vulnerable up above the Earth, where, if somebody smuggles Legos onto your little space station and something goes wrong, it's gonna shut down and kill you, just kind of freaks me out. So I wouldn't enjoy myself on the space station so much, just because I would spend most of it being so anxious about, well, what's going to happen if we run out of oxygen? And then hyperventilating about, well, hyperventilating over the thought of running out of oxygen, which then would in turn take up more oxygen that I'm then freaking out about using because I'm already hyperventilating. It's just a nasty system. So my fellow cosmonauts would have to sedate me for pretty much the entire trip. I'm not sure how much fun that would be for anyone.
Well, she gets some sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes a very good point. I don't think I've had more than like 4.5 hours of a stretch since November. So that might actually not be a bad idea there.
Yes, I'm going to spend millions of dollars to sleep for a month in space.
Now that said, when she wakes up, we have to make sure that I'm like pinned down with a thing on my face. Like, oh, Baroness, you picked a bad time to wake up. We may be in trouble.
Jeez, I would...
See, I'd be a total dick and wake her up with like the red alert sound. I
I know you would too. But that's okay because you're not on the space station because you decide to stay on Earth. So
See, now here's the thing.
There's
You're
that.
not giving me more and more reasons actually to change my mind.
There's
here.
that.
With the dust off can and waking you up with the red alert sound, I might just have to change my mind on this now. I could actually probably always to amuse myself for a month with you people. Don't want to take a road trip stuck out of space to me. Fuck you all.
I had a different answer for this, but the original my answer for what would I take with me for the month has changed in the last 2 minutes. All right. So the assumption being that, because it's a group activity, I would somehow be coerced to go to the space station while the others are geeking out and I could be like freaking out in the side room, with my oxygen tank or whatever. I was originally going to say I would take my pink moon boots with me, going back to the conversation from a few weeks ago, Killer, where you were talking about how you wanted to make your moon base and just say, screw everybody on Earth. We're just going to live in the moon base and the moon colony forever and be happy and all would be well in the world. So I was going to bring that in my tether so that, I could hop around and, not be a dumbass and float off into space like in that weird movie. I'm going to change that now because apparently Edge is coming with us again. And so I want the best pair of noise-canceling headphones that they make. Because that,
On Earth.
obviously we're in space. There's no sound in space unless Edge is around. So we need the little headset to kind of block that and mitigate that stress as much as humanly possible. I would even give up my sedatives for that. Not sure the rest of you want me to give up the sedatives for that, but I would do that. Noise-canceling headphones. In space. Think
Hopefully
about
I'd
that
still
for a
find
little bit.
something to wake you up with. To
Think
freak
about
you out
that
to
for a
wake
little
up.
bit. All right. Oh my God, we are exactly on time. It is 10:29 on the East Coast.
Woo!
We have wrapped up.
We wrapped
Good job,
up.
I'm
everyone.
waiting for it. The words came out of my mouth before I was thinking properly. But anyway, this concludes RCM On Tap for this evening. Thank God. Thank you, Killer Bio Edge, for stopping in and having your 2 cents on this conversation. Join us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Maybe from the moon. Who knows? We don't know where the road's going to take us this week. But stay tuned. Baron will be coming on very shortly with his Friday the 13th special edition of Ghost in the Podcast, where they're riff tracking Friday the 13th Part 7. So stick around for that. Gentlemen,
That's
thank
Jason.
you again. And what?
Jason Voorhees is Friday the 13th.
Okay, so I was right. Whatever. I don't watch these stupid movies, okay? I just...
You need to. They're hilarious.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway,
even without
thanks.
Alcohol, even without the alcohol, they're funny as shit.
That's true. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Good night. We will see you again this time next week for RCM On Tap.